Well, we talked about ETs. Maybe we could talk about what kind of things do you think an ET would enjoy when on Earth? What kinds of...
okay. Or other planets. What kind of things?
Well, right now we're live, so I just basically started it. So that's today's topic. We're going to talk more about ETs, but we're going to talk about things in a more of a speculative type of thing, which is what types of activities do ETs enjoy on Earth? And I guess we can also bring up the reptilians that are supposedly on Earth too.
That supposedly are Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, that certainly would be a very good topic, because I think that people said that ETs have been on Earth for a while. And I think it would be interesting to see what people think about that. You know, that the ETs have been watching us on Earth and probably been among us, according to what some people say, you know. So we'll see what happens with it, because I think it'll be interesting to see what happens when people think about ETs and everything. And so and that's this microphone doesn't have a lot of sound right now. I'm in my earphone. What is going on with the sound system? A minute here. All right, it's nothing here. I just something was noticed. One of those little glitches that wakes me up in the morning and goes.
Okay, hold on. I gotta go mute for just a second. My daughter wants to talk to me. I'll be right back.
Okay. So let me get started. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. And of course, talking about everything about ETs. We covered a little bit about them yesterday. Today we're going to be having about more like kind of a speculation type show. We're asking like what kinds of things on Earth are of interest to ETs besides anal probes. Honestly, guys, I think we've had throughout many millennia, we have heard through written since the Vedas and several documents about ETs being on Earth. One question that keeps coming up is, what is it on Earth that interests ETs? That's the question for today. What on Earth is interesting to ETs that want to come here? And so that's the question. Let me get the chat on the screen so we see each other here. Yeah. So, what do you think, Lone? What on Earth would interest ETs? Yeah. I don't know. That's a great question, though. I mean, why would ETs want to be here? And what kind of activities do they like to do? I mean, did they go to pubs and dance, like nightclubs? I mean, do they enjoy watching baseball games? Do they enjoy, watching Pornhub? Maybe some of them would. That's a great question. I don't know. What would ETs enjoy? Because I guess we're not ET, so we wouldn't know. Michelle, there are already weather advisories for the heat wave coming up. They say it could get up to 40 degrees then. Yeah, we're going to get some real cookers too. In fact, Rusty's here. Okay. Hold on, Rusty. I'll get your kitty cam up in a second, kitty. I guess I get the weather forecast. Let's get the weather forecast for my area. What is the weather in Winston, Connecticut?
It's currently cloudy and 17 degrees in Winston,
So right now it's still cool right now, but let's say by Thursday, 32, 31 Thursday for us, but it's still be hot. I don't see at this immediate point any really super spicy days, but definitely is going to be on the warm side, definitely, weather-wise. All right, now let me get your kitty cam up. Okay. And see. I know sometimes the sound doesn't always sound right. Yeah, that could be anything from bad cable to bad hearing to, yeah, I had that problem before. Where she is Rusty. This is what he wanted you to do. You want me to have him on camera today. Big cat. Big furry cat. Yeah, so it's going to be high at 32, 33 degrees. Not exactly cool. Maybe not as hot as it could be, but it's going to be definitely on the warm side. Yeah, definitely is going to be toasty. Like a Quiznos sub, right? Toasty. All right, so next question. I'm going to check on the computer. Is make sure you get good modulation and transmit. That's kind of important. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yeah, I'm good. Okay. Actually, modulation's a little low, but not by much. All right. So that's the first thing I want to check. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Getting 100% modulation and transmit. Excellent. Okay. Yeah. So, what did ET enjoy when they're visiting Earth? Do they like nightclubs? Do they like dancing? Do they like listening to the disco? Do they enjoy baseball games? What kind of stuff would ET enjoy? Okay, we're sticking a little bit out. Come on, don't just move with your feet. All right. Really, I really have to be honest. I don't know. I am Burger Boy.
Good morning, Burger Boy.
Yep. So it's hair day. Yep. We are going to get it done today. So yes, that indeed is on the list. Today is hair day.
Hello, Carlos Martinez.
Okay. How you doing, Carlos? How you doing, Dankness?
Oh, hi, Dankness.
Did you ever call those 1-900 numbers or Freddy Krueger's hotline? No, because that's not my stuff anyway.
There's Freddy Krueger 900 numbers.
Feels like it's getting kind of soft on the phone.
You know that, buddy? You love Freddy Krueger.
Last thing you want is hot tea all over your clothes. Yeah.
I was telling my daughter about him because she likes Freddy Krueger. She said she's not going to call no 900 numbers.
Yeah. Right. I wouldn't. I don't even know why.
He's just being silly, Michelle.
I know.
Carlos. We love him.
So next time I see you, you'll be pretty. Yeah, I'm probably will do a vlog or a video later on after the hair is done. Yeah, because I mean this hair is like really, really messed up right now. I mean it's just long and straggly and not very well done. It's uneven. It's just.
Hi, Burger Boy. Thanks for saying hi to us all.
Yeah. And how you doing, Dingus? Now speaking of something we didn't talk about real quick, why haven't we played any World of Warcraft? Well, one of the reasons is I keep getting sidetracked because everything keeps happening at night around here, and by the time I finally sit down to do anything, it's like really late, and I'm like, because Ed is always that time, wants to talk to me at night, and he's up on the computer. And so, and then of course, now given the fact that we're going to have some real cookers in the next few days, I'm going to be honest, I don't really know if I'm going to want to be sitting inside here when it's 32 degrees Celsius in here, in this hot, sweaty room. We're slaving over a hot computer just to play World of Warcraft. I mean, it's a good game when it's colder weather, but seriously, when it's really that hot, since I don't have air conditioning, it's except for the one room which that doesn't have a computer, it's probably easier for me not to play World of Warcraft because I'm not going to move a 40-pound, 2,000, or it seems like a 40-pound, maybe a little lighter than that, 2009 Mac Pro into a bedroom just to play World of Warcraft. And because then I would have to move all the microphones, all the cameras, everything. And that's where Ed sleeps in the daytime. So that wouldn't work out good for him at all. I'm pretty good. I just got back from the store. Get him a barbecue with my mother and father. Okay. Well, that sounds like an idea. Barbecue. Nothing wrong with that. What do you think, Monica? Having a barbecue. And I think if you can afford the meat, or beef kebabs or whatever, why not? Makes as much sense to me as anything else in the world. Have a barbecue, have a nice time with your family. It always is good to have. Anyway, I was talking to Ed, and I just want to see if that microphone's working. That's funny, the microphone you didn't. You never checked the sound levels on this microphone. Oh, it's on low. I know that. In fact, I can tell you. You know, I can tell. Oh. Switch over the other microphone. I can hear it, but 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay, they're equal, but they're because the sound profiles are different. Yeah, they're different. Oh, okay. Just figuring that out. Is you should get your landlord to install a pool. This planning and zoning in Wednesday would drive him bonkers. No, the PCC in Winston would never give him a break. Yeah. It would be nice if my landlord would at least consider installing mini splits in the apartments. Mini splits. Okay. Or how about the kind of air conditioners like you see in motel rooms that go through the walls? Yeah, those would be good too. But then you have to rewire all the fuse boards to have enough current to run the proper 240 volt outlet to run them. Yeah. Well, the only thing is, by the way, if you get your hair bleached, personal experience is either go with a saltwater pool or don't go swimming, because the chlorine bleach is going to destroy your hair. If it's already bleached. If you have an older in-ground pool that has copper pipes, it's going to turn your hair green because the copper pipes in older pools. Most newer pools are plastics that probably wouldn't turn your hair green, but would certainly cause your hair to become very brittle and fragile and break off. So, because long ago, that was a very common way of doing things in pools. Oh, that's a sound problem. Thank you. Oh, okay. That's what it was. The audio level on the board was turned on in the master slider because it was pushed. Oh, thank God I didn't lose my hearing. Yeah. Oh, okay. Right now, there is no guarantee if when Ed and I are going to get married. Not because we're having any bad times, but because we're trying to see what's going to happen with the other situations going on, which I want to talk about very briefly. As you know, Congress and the Senate are going on their July 4th 2-week holiday. Okay. And so they'll be back around July 9th. Approximately, okay? And during that time, between the 9th of July to the 9th of August, when they go on stateside or be dispatched to their home districts, they're going to try to get the part of the stimulus bill passed and the first part passed. It turns out that the American Jobs Plan, they finally got a negotiation with the Republicans on it. So now it's just a matter of bringing it to the floor and vote on it. And I'll probably do that when they come back from their holiday recess. Come back and vote on that. And then Chuck Schumer said he's going to work on getting the reconciliation package for the American Families Plan passed. Now, one of the things that what was mentioned to me in the comment section was that the person said that Joe Biden wants no more stimulus. That's not the case. However, the people that really need to get the stimulus money or is people on Social Security disability. These people, they are working on the Social Security Restoration Act. I don't know what way to call it, what's restoring from. But if you know anything about SSI, it's been stuck on numbers since 1983 levels of income, thinking that everybody can live on $790 a month. And most people in SSI can't. So one of the things is that Joe Biden has said he wants is Social Security levels to be closer to the actual 100% of the United States poverty line. That'll be about $1,067. And then for SSD, he wants to be 125% of the U.S. poverty line, which would be $1,341. Now, this is only for Social Security, RRB, Railroad Retirement Benefits, the Veterans Administration, and of course, SSI. So it doesn't help John Doe down the street that just pumps gas at $15 an hour, but it certainly will help those on Social Security who have been struggling with money allocation fund rule sets probably from at least back to 1983, and some of the rule set goes back even prior to 1965. So, especially the marriage penalty clause and the money allocation or maximum allowed assets under SSI. Now, unfortunately, I'm only on SSDI, so that doesn't really directly affect me. But it will make a difference for many people because that is actually being added to the American Families Plan, which is a good thing. And I'm glad to know that they're going to finally fix that. Some people can get some basic income and not have to worry about suffering and misery and mediocre lifestyle for the rest of their lives. Now, as far as the stimulus proposal, as I said, there's two different ones that are currently on the book. And there's actually a third one on Social Security, which I will also bring up this one. This is only for Social Security recipients, RRB and VA, was to give everybody $200 boost for 2 years, which is not bad. It's $4,000 for 2 years of boost. A $200 a month increase in the benefits across the board for SSI, SSDI, VA, and RRB recipients. It doesn't do anything, as I said, for John Doe down the street pumping gas for $15 an hour, but he can still go for the EIC, the Earned Income Credit, when he files his tax return. Do you think it can still get you? No, because Michelle is totally sterile. She has no eggs. I have no eggs. No, I was born that way. But besides that, we're not even really interested in that type of thing anyway. For us, it's just being together as friends and hanging out. As best of friends. I think this is what makes it work for us. Not so much the intimacy part. Andrew Scott says, very good video on the Discord. I won't mention too much of it, but I had it playing on my way home in the van. Okay. You talking about the one from the quartering? Yeah. I think he brought some interesting things up.
Is Andrew still going to come get on panel? He said he would.
Okay, you want to be on the panel, Andrew? Yeah, well, I don't have any. I'm sterile. I was born that way.
Yeah. Your kids are your cats.
Yeah. Right, my cats are my kids.
I'm sorry, I've been so quiet. My daughter just got back from a weekend away with her, well, a week away with her boyfriend and his family, so we had a lot to talk about. I apologize.
Well, I don't know what you call that condition, but basically, I guess you could just say glossory.
What?
Anyway.
Oh, your condition?
Oh, by the way, because I don't have any eggs, I have no suitable eggs for.
Oh, Michelle, I don't know if any people, maybe whoever's asking about that doesn't remember you're a hermaphrodite.
Right. I'm a hermaphrodite, but that also means just like a lot of hermaphrodites, I'm sterile. So.
Sterile. Yeah.
Right. So, by the way, I got some cute pics. I found some cute pictures of some of my prior cats, which and Rusty and stuff. I'm gonna post them up on the Discord later because they just happen to be. Notice I hit the thumbnails of some of my prior cats sitting on my desktop, and I didn't even realize it. Like Fame
Discord,
and
yeah.
Dusty, and so I'll put them.
I saw Rusty last night on our private phone call.
Yeah, yeah, Rusty's still good.
Rusty. I always show her Rusty when you put him on camera. Oh, she's gonna jump in the Discord so she can see all your other cats too.
Okay. Okay, so Andrew Scatsway, come on, let's get going. Good morning, afternoon to you. How are you doing? He's still getting his microphone on.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm fine. I'm just happy it's Friday. How's things?
Things are fine.
You guys can hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay, cool.
The reason why I couldn't hear everybody earlier is because my main master volume was turned down lower than it should be, and that's why I couldn't.
And I feel bad for saying this, but when Skunkate was talking about eggs and stuff, I thought I could do a fried egg sandwich right now. But but anyway.
Yeah.
Drew?
Yeah.
Will you say hi to my daughter Jo in your wonderful Scottish accent, please?
Yeah, I'll give it a try. It's like one of those things when somebody says, "Can you say something?" and you're like, "Well, what do I say?" So write me something down and I'll say it. Hi, Jody.
She loved it. Thank you. Did you hear her laugh?
Okay, that'll be $20.
You've never heard a Scottish accent before, you.
Well, so you had a good day at work, it sounds like.
It was very. It's always good on a Friday, Michelle, because you just don't have to be up early the next day, and you've got a couple of days. So I don't know what the plans are for tonight. Probably nothing, and just crash out. Because I was saying out in the wire yesterday that I might have a few beers tonight, but I'm still in tired mode, so I would probably have one and fall asleep straight away. So it'd be a waste, So I'll just sit up and be boring or something,
Well, today we're gonna get my hair done this afternoon.
Oh yeah, right enough. That's
yeah,
the day, isn't it? Nice. You looking forward to it?
Yeah. So I went to the bank. I took out the money for the hair, put it in ahead of time. So I got the cash. I actually took out a little more than I needed because I had to make change because I don't know if she was gonna have. Because she gets a lot of walk-ins. It's mostly a cash operation, but just in case. So I went to my ATM. I took out 140, and then I bought some snacks yesterday, and then I had originally 140, and then I spent like 19 on snacks. It's kind of funny. You didn't actually buy. Did you buy any chocolate by chance? You asked me that last night, Lou. I'm still curious. I'll check. All right. Because you must have, because come on, $19. Yeah. I can see that. Great, because the cheese certainly was $7, and then When was the other one? I hate when I forget my crap. I buy. Okay. Anyway, the point is I did buy. Oh yes, the 2 grinders. Okay, that's why. Okay, so
All right.
2 grinders and cheese, and that's like it's like $16 to get the chocolate. I couldn't get the chocolate because I bought the grinders instead. So, which I think are a better choice than cheese anyway. I mean chocolate anyway. And then I took another 20 and I made that into 2 10s, as you say, 2 tenors.
2 tenors, yeah.
Yeah, and then so I had total leftover was $121 and some small change. So that way I can go down to the salon and I can give her more exactly what she wants plus a tip for the work. So I'm looking forward to it. So the show will still end around 11:30. Go to the soup kitchen, kneel some feet, get the food, come back. By the way, last night's lunch was actually a chicken chef salad, but there was no dressing already on it, so I could eat it. So I did eat it because Ed wasn't interested in it. I was like, "Why, you don't like chef salad?" He said, "Nah." I said, "Okay, fine, I'll eat it."
Do you not like the dressing?
I don't. I can't eat. I got to be very careful with what I'm eating because some of the stuff contains mayonnaise in it. I can't eat it.
Oh yeah, of course
Right.
you said before. Yeah.
So
yeah.
unless I know what's in the dressing, I really normally don't like dressings anyway. At least not that much. Not where I would want to sit there and eat it. So,
So you've got quite a busy day today, then. With the soup kitchen and getting your hair done and the show and stuff like that.
Right. And then when I get home, Ed's gonna want me to go to the package store and get him some beer, but he's out of money right now until he gets paid. So I got a feeling he's gonna go, "Well, I still really need a nanny, Dad. Natural eyes." Gee, they already got you what you could afford yesterday because he wanted like a half a pint of vodka for mix of orange juice, and then 2 natural ice, 25-ounce cans. So we got that, and then I was like,
half a pint of vodka.
That's just about kill his check. It's about kill his debit card right there. So,
yeah.
So we'll have to see what happens with that. But and then of course this weekend, Sunday is going to be like we're sitting in the skillet because it's going to be hot.
Yeah.
And my part
is going to be roasting.
Yeah, be roasting in a very humid hot oven, like in a big giant Dutch oven roasting pan. Not like something
it's just mad because right now, Michelle, it's 11 degrees here. And that's daytime temperature. 11 degrees.
11 degrees Celsius?
Yeah, Celsius, yeah.
Yeah, I like that temperature. That's comfortable for me. I don't mind that. But when you start getting into 31 degrees Celsius, definitely that's when I'm going to be hiding in the air conditioner.
Not next week, but the end of next week. But I think Charlotte's going to be suffering. Not so much up here because I'm right on the north coast. I'm closer to Norway than I am London, so it's not too bad. You get the breezes and stuff.
Right. So you the north coast. So you're I'm trying to figure out exactly where that would be geographically. You're on the east side of the UK.
Yeah, northeast. Yeah,
northeast. Okay, like I'm in the northeast of Connecticut.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah. I don't know where it says Andrew is in the future where his workday is done. Michelle's just beginning. It's unfair.
Yeah, I'm going to get my TARDIS.
Does Ed not like vegetables? I've been trying to get Ed eat vegetables. He does like vegetarian burgers. The problem is he was saying to me, the problem is they're so expensive. Yeah, well, how much is the price of meat per pound right now? Maybe it might be cheaper.
Spicy, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, personally, I'm not really too much into meat and much. Mostly I'm a lactarian. Like I drink a lot of milk, but I enjoy, vegetarian food. So I tend to stay away from a lot of meat stuff. I mean, when I was a kid, I would enjoy hot dogs, but then as I got older, like hot dogs kind of like, bleh, they're not that great anymore. I mean, I've had the ones I remember I used to like as a kid were the ones called cons. I'll be frank. The problem is I can't find them anymore. I think the company must have went belly up or merged with somebody else. So,
Oh wow. Okay.
I was in Scotland 10 years
Yeah,
ago
I think it's.
when there was a heat wave. Broke temperature records in Glasgow.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever really hit higher than 32, 33 or something like that. But
Yeah.
we're not used to that. We're not used to that anyway. Wintertime, it's where I am. It's stupidly cold, but the further south you go, it's not too bad, really.
Yeah. Of course, BigClive.com is on the Isle of Man. He's a Scotsman. He does a lot of electronic videos. But he goes up to Edinburgh a lot too. But he's still pretty much mostly hangs out with in his home in Isle of Man, which is his mother's home when she passed away. She left it to her son Big Clive and to his brother Raleigh. Raleigh, of course, doesn't live home in his mom's house, but Big Clive does. So
I'm really bad at knowing about my own history. We have a lot of people sort of from Latvia and Lithuania who work in the hotel, and they'll ask me stuff like, who was queen of such and such at this period of time, thinking I know the whole thing just because I'm from here. And I'm like, I'm making it up as I go along. And I just say to them, look, you're just going to have to Google it because I really don't know. I'm sorry. Yeah. I can't help you there.
Anyways, I think about the history of your homeland.
Yeah, I don't know much about it.
I mean, I'm sure that there are people that do, but not everybody is that familiar with the history. I don't remember all the presidents that well. I mean, from Jimmy Carter, I remember them, but prior to that, I'm really not sure the order.
It was around 34 degrees. Yeah, I suppose it would have. So I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
That is pretty warm for here. Well, for even down there, I would say that's pretty warm. Glasgow's really the only city we have in Scotland. We don't really have any. There's Edinburgh, you could class as a city, but it's more of a large town than anything else. Like Birmingham and London, they're proper cities.
Yeah, well, anyway, like I said, if you, for those of you who want to get an idea, and if you want to listen to a Scottish accent in the characters in a game, play a dwarf in Ironforge, and you can hear Scottish accents being used.
I've heard them before, and I don't know, they're different. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Do you fancy a pint? All that stuff.
Yeah. After you be good. No, I played a dwarf female hunter. She sounds like Scottish Stacy. I have no target. What's my target? I can't do that now. I have no bullets. I need to reload.
That's not bad.
No, it's not. And like I said, I think one of the funniest things my poor character had to do, because she's a dwarf. They're more like, they couldn't really call them giants. They're not really dwarves, like the little dwarves like you think of when you think of dwarves. These are giants, okay?
Yeah, proper ones.
And it was funny because I was in one place and this one guy gives me a question and said, yes, could you mind go get me a couple kegs of beer? What am I doing packing store runs now? So, of course, it was a quest. Okay. I look at these kegs. They're like big, giant, big barrels. They're probably all about 100 gallons a piece. I'm like, oh, man. Am I going to be able to pick these up? It seems like in the game you have anti-gravity or something. You're picking up 100 gallons of keg of beer like nothing, like slinging them to your shoulders. Not one, not two, but four of them. And you're like,
Poor kid.
yeah, busting laughing. I'm like, man, I have to carry 15, 25 ounces of Ed's Natty Daddies. By that time, I am beat. Because that was before I had my knee injury. So for me to imagine me carrying a couple 100 gallons of beer, kind of made me bust a laugh.
Ed would be a happy man if you could do that.
That
Bellhaven is really good. Yep. Definitely out the wire. I've had Bellhaven in a long time. We serve it as well.
pint of Bellhaven. Yeah, anyway, like I said, that was just kind of funny, though. You know, if you watch the replay of that stream, you'll probably bust out laughing like, what now? I gotta go Peggy run? Do that in real life. Do that, okay. Yeah, that was a funny video. I really can't remember which one it was. It probably was at least it was a couple months ago anyway.
I'll have to look for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say probably, go back, look around February, March, when I first created my Hunter. It was just funny.
So apart from all those things you've got to do today, Michelle, what's the subject on the chat today? Have you got anything in mind?
Well, the subject on the channel today was, what kind of entertaining things do aliens like to do on Earth? Well, what kinds of activities do we enjoy? Now, obviously, we haven't got any ETs in our audience that I can think of to ask.
You never know.
So it'd be more like just trying to base on what we know about ETs and the fact that we have had reptilians among us for many, many millennia. Is what kind of things do they enjoy? More like speculation. You know, what would you think they would enjoy?
It depends, really. I mean, we know so little about them, or it could be a certain kind of alien. You know, I don't know. I think they might surprise us, but
I wonder if they like WWE wrestling.
they might do. Yeah.
I bet
I
they
know
love
that part.
WWE SmackDown. You know, like watching these
bet they
guys
love
throwing
wrestling.
people around the ring. You know.
Yeah. They probably love all the hand-to-hand combat because they don't do that where they come from, probably.
Possibly.
Or they might be
Right now, they probably
extra-civilized
got
and not
their
do
own
something
version of modern day weapons, like modern day Smith and Wessons. You know, the original point and click interface, right? You know.
Well, if you remember back with Stargate, the aliens called humans weapons projectile weapons, and they had all stopped using those. So they weren't ready for our projectile weapons to be so effective.
Yeah.
I'm thinking as well, though, they might be able to use mind control because they might be so advanced, some of them.
Yeah, they're using energy weapons, definitely.
They definitely do out there.
Mind control, yes, true.
Who knows? Maybe they've even perfected using a handheld and sonic stunner. You know. Well, it looks like a pistol, but instead of having bullets coming out, it shoots out audio waves of very high frequencies.
Because before, the other day when we were talking about this, I was saying everyone, well, not everyone, but a lot of people tend to think of them all as being little green men who just was, a blank face. But that's just a television misconception, really.
Right.
And, they could be anything. They could look like us.
They could look like us, like reptilians. That supposedly it look like us, but I don't know. The eyes are slits instead of the standard ones that we have, like reptile. Probably react too kindly if we're looking at a thermal image of a person and we see that their body temperature is only about 20 degrees Celsius, and they're going, "Wait a minute, they got hair, they got skin, but they don't have a temperature. Oh, what's the story with that?" They're not mammals, are they? So the question is, or in the case of reptilians, if they don't have human body temperatures already maintaining their camouflage in the world today, that's another thing I could discuss. But doesn't mean I'd be more like they're doing reconnaissance. But some of them apparently have been here for so long that you would think that there would be a secret market for artificial body heaters, you know.
So are you saying, do you think there could possibly be aliens walking amongst us?
Well, yes, Andrew, this is what I was just going to say. My family, all of us women, run cooler. Like our average temperature, instead of 95.6, ours are 92. We're cooler
Okay.
than most reptilians.
I don't know. My body temperature actually runs a little bit, especially in the wintertime. It actually runs on the cool side, but in the summer, I mean, my body temperature is cooler too. It's not 37 degrees Celsius low. It's like 36.5.
Like my toes and my nose and my fingers are always cold no matter what time of year it is.
Yeah.
See, I'm the opposite. I find I'm always too warm, no matter how cold it is.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
So maybe
Yeah,
women
yeah.
are reptilian.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that I don't know about that, but I mean, here's the thing. Obviously, if there were anything like true reptiles, they would have to have a warming place because they would be cold-blooded. But then you live in the high desert, so you kind of got your warming rock.
I live
Yeah,
in
I'll
my
keep you
warm
warm.
rock. Exactly.
Yeah. But
It rained again this morning here, by the way. It was really nice. It's only going to be 82 degrees today and more rain.
yeah,
Hey, that's 2 days in a row with rain, Monica. That's not bad.
yeah. Well, today is going to be last the cool days for about a week. So 24 degrees today. But the
See,
problem
that's a nice
is,
temperature. That's a nice, reasonable temperature too.
yeah,
It's not too hot, not too cold.
it's the same temperature as yesterday. But the only thing is that then after that,
No, I understand that.
then after that, some jerk off breaks the thermostat. The next thing you know, we're going to see temperatures in the 32s, 33s. And so, and then said to me, he says, why don't you ever do a show at night? I said, you serious? I said, I could tell you 2 reasons why I would never do a show at night anymore. Number one, the fact is that the morning shows are doing the best they have ever done. Number two, it would be so hot, all the heat remaining in the house from the day.
All right, okay, I see.
Oh, there's a third reason, which I also told him, is this morning shows is when the trolls are asleep and they don't bug us. Yes, Rusty, I know.
Some of them are 24/7 right now, but I think
I mean,
it's not too bad now.
let's get Rusty the kitty cat on here because I kind of promised him I would get him back. He was on earlier, but all right, Rusty.
Well, we always do have one every morning who acts like he can't see anybody but Michelle and non-existent people.
Yeah.
The best thing to deal with that is just do the same to them.
Yep, exactly. That's what that's the plan.
Yeah.
Oh, he's such a handsome boy. Look at him.
Yeah, he's a big cat. Yeah,
He's the man of the moment.
Yeah, he's a big boy cat.
I should get a signboard for Rusty. A signboard for
Look at
Rusty.
the size of his paws.
He is big. He's a big cat.
Yeah.
Big kid.
Big.
And he's so good. He's a good cat.
I think he might be part Maine Coon, actually.
I'm sure of it, based on the size.
Yeah.
And where you live, there's probably more Maine Coon tabbies than there are here.
Schmickel's cat is not. I don't think it's Maine Coon. I think he's another ginger from another species, a cat.
Yeah, but somewhere in the genealogy, there's probably Maine Coon. Look at the size of him.
Yeah, I definitely
big,
do not
yeah.
dismiss the possibility.
Okay.
That's how my Spotticus was. Big old muscular 30-pound cat. Not an ounce of fat on him. It was all muscle. And he was huge.
Yeah. He's also getting hair shedding a little in clothes.
Yeah. He was black and white. He wasn't a tabby. He was a black and white, I call Jersey cat.
Yeah.
All right, okay. I've got one, but I hardly ever see her because when I'm away, she just hides somewhere, or when I'm back, she's still not here. She'll turn up when she's hungry. That's about it, you know. When she's
See, if
away.
you're trying to give me fives, once you make sure to put it in the hand and not on the wrist, jeez. All right, so yeah, I mean, like I said, it's like he's just a big cat. I don't really know how I'd want to be a cat with all that fur at 32, 33 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, I know.
What are you doing? Come on, get down. Get down, you pain. Hey, I was getting feisty. All right. Anyway, so the thing is that, yeah, okay, so I'm going to go back to the chat here. So, I don't know where it says I know the cat. The cat has just kind of showed up and claimed it as her territory. Yeah.
Yeah, they tend to do that, don't they? Especially cats compared to dogs. You know, dogs
Yeah,
tend
we
to be a
don't
bit
really
more.
own cats. Cats kind of own us, huh, Andrew?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. They take care of us. Oh, get down.
They do. They bring us food that we would never eat, but they don't need to know that.
Yeah, that mouse will do nice. Yeah, thanks very much.
Ew, gross.
How you doing, Debbie Clays?
My cats bring us
lays in a rock in her backyard.
I'm always sad when they fly.
Right. Oh, you mean for the cat when they kill a dragonfly with their actions? Yeah. Well, then of course, it's like we talked about yesterday. Is that nature normally has a balance of what is going to be needed to be done if we would just stop messing it up.
Yeah, what were we talking about? It was something about bees or something like that we're at risk of losing a lot of the species or something.
Yeah, we're losing a lot of different animal species, but bees are certainly one of them. We need them as cross-pollinators, and the problem is that partially because of our environmental actions, the insects are getting killed off in alarming numbers. Everybody says, we don't know what's killing them. Well, actually, yes, we do. He's just trying to basically be in denial. It's toxic things we have in the air and water that they need too. It's poison.
Plus loss of habitat and things like that. You know, there's less places for them to.
Right. That too. Well, loss of habitat because we keep building on their habitats.
And also, like,
and then we start saying we start calling them pests. The only thing is
that's it.
I wonder what they think about us. So we're saying the biggest pest of all is the big two-legged bipedal creature that happens to be walking around with a can of Raid. There. That's the biggest pest.
Having said that, I'm glad I've got a can of Raid.
It kind of sounds like the movie I was going to watch. There was a movie a couple of years ago I went to see called When Nature Attacks. I wanted to see that. I didn't get a chance to see that. It sounds like a fun movie. When the animals take charge and take back what is rightfully their territory.
It's a bit like Planet of the Apes, really. You know, something like that. You know, we become their servants type of thing. They're the ones who are in control. And
oh, yeah. That show, I remember that freaked a lot of people out.
Amazing movie, especially the original version. You know, the
original. But imagine if they ever came up with a TV. Imagine if they ever came up with a TV show called Planet of the Cats.
It could happen, though, too, Michelle. It could.
That'd be interesting, right?
I support it.
Planet of the Cats.
I've just got some strange images in my head right now of cats petting us instead of the other way around. It's just weird.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
Are you hungry? Yes, I'm hungry.
I remember seeing all the different Planet of the Apes episodes. One of the things that was said was major disease apparently wiped out all the dogs and cats, and then it was just people took to taking in apes and chimpanzees as pets. Well, first of all, people who actually have had chimpanzees found out the hard way
Yeah.
that they can be
Michael
very
Jackson.
aggressive too.
Yeah. There's that lady whose chimpanzee ripped off her face, killed
Yeah.
her friend.
Yeah, chimpanzees can be really, really aggressive, you know, because they're not meant to be kept as pets. As simple as that. That's the thing. It's like these people with tigers. I don't know who's that guy that had the Tiger King or something like that. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, the Tiger King, Joe Exotic.
Yeah, yeah.
Thought he was going to get a pardon from Donald Trump.
Yep.
Yeah, but even a house cat can be dangerous. I mean, the house cat is just as capable of causing great damage just as well as his tiger brothers and sisters. I mean, you think about it.
Not as fast, but yes, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I've been watching some YouTube videos. There's these new breed of cats that look like a skinny leopard, but they're house cats, but they're huge.
We're talking about Bengal cats?
Well, no, they're not Savannah, not Bengal.
Oh, Savannah, right, Savannah.
It's a new one. It's a new cat, and they're really big. And I was thinking, gosh, if you made that cat mad,
yeah, you'd have no face left or something.
yeah, I hope they don't declaw them. I still think it's cruel, but those cats.
I mean, you should see the size. You should see the size of Rusty's railroad spikes. They're huge. I mean, if you really wanted to rip out your jugular, he could do it. No question about that.
Oh, no doubt. If you could train a cat to be a attack animal, they'd be awesome.
See, we're not allowed to declaw cats. We're not allowed to
I don't believe in amputating a cat's
like
claw because that's actually taking off the top of their fingers.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. They take the first knuckle.
It's like a lot of people. Sorry, go, Michelle.
They're like taking out the top of the tip of your fingertips.
No, it was just that a lot of people here, and I'm sure probably there as well, they've got a thing for docking dogs' tails and ears, cropping their ears and stuff. That was finally banned here not that long ago. But people were still getting around it. They were taking them to Germany or Poland, and then they were coming back up with the animal. To me, that's totally wrong because you're basically maiming your animal. You're maiming your pet.
Right.
You're literally chopping a part of its body off just for cosmetic look. You know.
We do the same thing with some children too, which are born with defects, in order to make them look normal. Statistically normal. For example, if you got a child with ambiguous genitalia, some parents will try to choose if she look more like a boy or a girl. Geez, why don't you let the child make that decision? If it's not a health risk, let the child make that decision.
That's different. If it's a health risk, I can understand it, But when people do it for cosmetic reasons, especially on an animal which really can't say, yes, I would like this done, or no, I don't want this done.
Well, even in Michelle's case, her parents assumed that she was a boy. But she hit puberty and was a girl.
Right.
And still had to live.
And then for a long time, my mother threw me out of her life and didn't want to deal with me.
Yeah. And can you
She's still in denial after all these years now, too.
Yeah. I can't even imagine what that'd have been like. The fact that you survived that, Michelle, speaks a lot for your perseverance and personality.
You're a survivor, Michelle, that's for sure.
But yeah, my cat, Zeus, I've showed you guys him before, my one tabby cat. He's a Bengal tabby mix. And his owner before us declawed him. And he became aggressive as he got older because he didn't have any companionship.
Right.
And so she put him outside to let him try and live outside with no front claws.
No claws, yeah.
Yeah. And so my husband said, honey, can we take this cat in? And I said, yeah, bring him over.
Probably a good idea.
And he goes outside now, but he doesn't live outside. He just goes out, lays in the sun, and then comes inside.
Well, Rusty has all of his equipment. He has all of his claws, and he goes out there and he chases birds and, does what you would expect for a boy cat to do. And he's happy. He goes in and out when he wants. He doesn't have to worry about, in the summertime, worrying about the door being opened or closed. He just goes in and out as he pleases.
I bet he loves that.
So from the time I get up until me and Ed go to bed at night, the door is open. So Rusty just goes in and out all by himself. He doesn't have to worry about it. Fame used to do the same thing. I got some pictures of Fame and Rusty. I'm going to post in the Discord group. And Rusty and Dusty. I have 2 pictures of Dusty. Granted, they're not really. The one is kind of nice because you can see his face, but you can't really see the kind of body. He's built kind of like his dad.
Dusty was Rusty's son.
Rusty's son was probably about 3 years old when he never came back.
Now that was Rusty's biological son, or did he?
That was
did
his
Rusty just
biological
adopt him?
son. Yes.
Okay. I want to see him. I've never seen him. I've seen Fame
Right.
and the other one. That was before Rusty.
Yeah, and then we also had the female calf Fluffy in the early videos.
Yep, I think that's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, she died of a heart attack in the vet's office when Anna Lanza opened fire on Cindy Hook.
That's right.
Wow.
Yep, that's what you told me. The exact same time that happened. Yep.
Yeah, exact same time.
Michelle, I was looking. We were talking about like some mysteries of Winsted, Connecticut, and a few of us have been looking about.
I don't
YouTube
really
and
know
things like
many
that.
mysteries of Winston, Connecticut because I don't really know anything about them. There really
No
was a lot of
folklore?
mysteries.
There's one
No.
that I came across, guys, that it was something about the Bigfoot or something like that.
A what?
It was like a local Bigfoot, or it was like a hairy man or something like that. Oh, it's gonna annoy me now.
Oh wow.
Well, I don't know anything about that, but I'm sure we had our own. Yeah.
It was like some sort of Yeti type creature, you know.
Oh yeah. I bet
local
there
to the
is
area.
some.
Sasquatch
because
type thing.
You wouldn't think that because it's very populated in the east of the United States. You wouldn't think there's a lot of room for Bigfoot, but when you really look at the east of the United States, the biggest populations are centralized. They have, especially like in Maine and New Hampshire, they have lots and lots of woods, and that's
Right.
where those creatures hang out.
Well, we're in the periphery of the woods ourselves because we're right next to the People's State Forest. So yeah.
Yeah, so you could have a Bigfoot there.
Right.
Did you find any stories, Andrew?
It was literally some guy was picking berries or something like that, and this was in the 1800s, and he claimed to have seen this thing. I don't know if he got killed or anything like that, but I'll see if I can find it so I can link it to the channel.
Link it to Discord, yeah, so we can talk about it and read about it. They do say that people that see Bigfoots are berry pickers, especially. That's also people who disappear in the Missing 411 series are berry pickers.
Well, as far as I really don't know, but right now, what we do get a big problem right now with in my area right now is bears.
Bears,
all right,
black and brown bears,
not grizzlies, because that's my state.
You know
no,
what to do if
just
you
brown
ever,
bears, not grizzlies,
what,
but still big
Mark,
enough
you probably know this
problems.
as well.
I mean,
The rule: if you encounter a black bear, and I always get these two mixed up. Is it if you encounter a brown bear that you pretend to be dead, but a black bear you run or something like that? I'm not sure.
I think
one of the two.
Any bear. I think it's any
okay,
bear.
just run for your life.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Now there is a bear in the.
It's kind of hard to say. I don't think running away is a good idea for a bear because he'll outrun you. But what you can do, I read something about this. It's just walk
Michelle,
the other direction calmly and slowly, and don't do anything rash or stupid. Just walk away.
Huh.
All right. Don't even make eye contact with the creature. Just walk away.
On the subject of bears, there is a
and just like with a robber, if the bear comes smashing in your house looking for a meal, let him get it.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Because some bear is going to likely to rip your doors down, especially if you get a wooden door. Those claws are long. They can rip through wood pretty quick with those claws.
A lot of times
he
people
stays
who
there out in
camp
the wire, I'm happy.
a lot of times people who camp put their food up on top of a hang it from a tree so bears can't get it. Black bears are not very aggressive. Brown bears are much more aggressive. Always stand your ground. Hold your arms out to look bigger. Never play dead. Oh, really? Out on the wire.
So we'd be dead right now, just lying
We'd
there.
be
It's like,
dead,
all right,
Andrew.
okay.
Yeah. We got to listen to the Canadian. He lives by more bears than we do. Trust me.
Yeah, don't know
They
better.
have more wildlife there than we do. We've killed it all here. But
Yeah.
a cool thing about Utah, the largest grizzly bear in the world came from Utah. His name was Old Ephraim. He was killed by a hunter here, and his skull is at the Smithsonian. And I've been to where they buried his body here in Utah. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Long drive.
How old was he? How old did he live to?
The bear, they think I don't know if that he was like 75 to 80 years old. You could look
Wow.
him up. Just Old Ephraim. It's all over the internet. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll definitely
But he was a
look at that.
grizzly bear.
Right. Yeah, black bears are more like the thieves. They're like burglars. They normally just want to come in, get a meal. They don't necessarily want to go up against confrontation, but either one will still make a mess of your house. That's for sure.
So
Yeah.
a black bear is less aggressive. It's the brown bears that are
Right.
more
Sounds
aggressive.
getting them the other way around. Yeah.
And the grizzlies are the most aggressive.
Right.
Mhm.
Grizzlies are the biggest of the brown bears. And the polar,
polar
bears,
bears,
are
yeah,
actually polar bear is actually a black bear, actually.
Is it?
Polar bear is actually a black bear.
But white.
But it's huge. It's just got the white fur instead, but their skin underneath is black.
Is it really?
Yep.
Oh, listen to this. Out on the Wire has actually taken survival courses for bear attacks, and he carries bear mace with him.
Yeah. That's always a good
It's-
idea to carry bear mace or just even human mace will do the job in a pinch. But do
Okay,
not
I'll be
try shooting a
crossing
bear
that
with a
place off
gun
for my
unless
holiday.
you're an excellent marksman because of two reasons. An injured bear is even more dangerous than one that's not. So
Yeah, that's I can understand that. Yeah.
Polar bears are the most dangerous. Out on the Wire says from his training.
yes, they are.
Grizzlies are aggressive, but polars are the most dangerous of all.
Isn't it interesting that one of my totem animals is one of the most dangerous birds of all? Yeah, one of my totem animals is a polar bear.
Is that really? Huh. Polar bears will kill just because they can. Wow.
That's because they have to, because in the wild, the dinner doesn't always conveniently end up where they want
Yeah, I
it.
suppose they don't have as much to choose from where they are, you know.
Right. In the
Because
wild and the
they're
tundra,
black bears,
they can't be picky. So if they see a seal, they're gonna grab that seal. It doesn't matter. Because they may have not get another seal for another week or 2 weeks later. So they're gonna take what they can get. Definitely is for scavenging
Good morning,
reasons.
Gianni.
Hey, Janet.
How you doing, Gianni?
See, we carry mace in this country just to stop people mugging us, but
Oh, I bet. You know what? I miss Jennifer out on the Wire. I wish she'd come back.
Well, the other animal that's my totem animal, besides the house cat, is the Siberian tiger, but also I like the Bengal tiger too. So independence is pretty much just, it's not kind of funny because it's like all my totem animals are independent in their own right. The polar bear certainly is. The Siberian tiger and the Bengal tiger are. House cat Rusty is also is one of my totem animals as a house cat, like Rusty Tabby Cat.
I think the Siberian tiger is probably one of the biggest. I think it's the biggest of all the big cats. I'm thinking that.
They're saying, I was watching some comparison. They're saying that tigers are more powerful and more deadly than lions.
Yeah, I can imagine. Because I've seen them, some of them semi-close up in zoos and things like that, and the size of even their paws alone, I mean, it's like you cover my whole head like 3 times, you know.
Well, the thing with lions is the male lions don't kill; it's the females that kill.
They have the
do
easy
it in-
life.
Right.
They know.
They
They
do
know
it in
it's right.
packs.
They send the
They
females
take
off
turns
to
chasing
kill.
and stuff, is what I've heard. So I would think you need to compare the tiger to the female lion, but still, the tiger's much bigger. I would think it would be more deadly.
Also, don't forget that lions hunt in prides.
Yeah.
Or tigers
They're
are
a pack
solitary
hunter.
hunters. They don't usually hunt in groups.
Nope. Maybe when they're a pup living with their mom for a little while, but Wolverines are nasty little buggers. Now I know Wolverine, my favorite X-Men of all time, not just because Hugh Jackman played him.
The
I
only
liked him before
Wolverine
that.
I've actually ever heard of and actually seen is the one that's Wolverine of the X-Men.
Yeah.
That's what I was just saying. Not just because Hugh Jackman played him, though. He was my favorite X-Men before that. But what are they, like a cross between a wolf and a cat or something?
Yeah.
I'm not actually sure what they are. I know what
Lots
I've
of
heard
claws and teeth. Yeah, pretty much. Well, they're called the Wolverine, so I think they probably have some wolf in them too. So they might be more like a dog, like a smaller version of a wolf, but just as feisty and aggressive as a wolf.
In Utah, we have a lot of what they call bobcats.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like smaller sort of wildcats type of thing.
Yeah, smaller, sort of like a mountain lion. We have mountain lions too.
Bobcats are actually bigger than Rusty, but they're also known as cougars. They're just big. Big solitary hunters, mountain lions is what else is known as a bobcat. They don't meow, they scream.
Yeah.
Um,
One of the stories my dad tells me is when he was a young man hunting with his brothers, they heard what they thought was mountain lions above them and below them screaming. They don't roar, they scream.
right. Have you ever see the old Ford Lincoln Mercury commercials with their mascot there, the bobcat? They go, they scream. I can't do it. I can't. I
You did, Dankness. She brought Rusty up already.
Rusty's had his moment of fame for the day.
Yeah. Let's say there's been a moment from fame. Yeah, definitely.
It's kind of like a bobcat stroke dog. Yeah, I suppose you could. They do look like that. You know, they do seem like Wolverines. They have that sort of mixture of both type of thing.
Anyway, the point is that I think that when it comes to animals, though, you gotta admit that as far as we know, this planet is the only one that has such a huge animal population.
Well, yeah, but we don't know about any of the other planets in the other solar systems.
Indeed, that's a very interesting point, Monica, because we were talking the other day about super Earths and stuff like that, like planets that are similar to
Super
Earth.
Earths are the easier ones to see with our technology, but they're starting to find not super Earths, but more standardized size Earths now in distant solar systems that also apparently have a water. It's like our Earth does.
They have water and things like that, and they have an ability to sustain life. So technically, we could actually, hopefully get up there at some point, but it's going to take a long time for us to get there. So I think the only way we could do it is if they were to freeze our bodies and stuff like that, and then we'd be defrosted once we arrived there, and say like 10,000 light years or something like that.
Oh yeah, like the cryogenic, like they did with the Khan, the superhuman breeding that happened on Star Trek. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, something like that.
They were trying to take over the Earth, so they put them all to sleep and shot them up in space.
You mean like what they for generational spaceships to send people in the deep freeze and then send ships to other planets automated and then have them revive later on to explore the planets? That's possible to do that.
Zeus. This is my Bengal tabby mix. This is Zeus.
Hey, Zeus.
You gotta look up at me, Zeus.
Okay, that's the cat right there.
The only thing I don't think I like the idea of is, say, if you're frozen for, say, 1 million years, and then when you're defrosted type of thing, you wouldn't know anyone, you'd have no
He's got
family
a skinny
or
long
friends,
tail on him.
He's a very long tail, yeah. He's a big boy.
Anything you knew in the previous life would be gone. You wouldn't have any connections anymore.
Yeah.
So it'd be like starting all over again type of thing. And who knows where you would end up? I mean, these people on this new planet might, if there are any, they might not be too happy with you being there. And
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that's one of the reasons why I'm done with this tour on Earth, is I asked to start up on another lifetime in another planet, because I said, to explain to Mother God, I said, I'm getting tired of this place. I've been here so many times, and it seems to get worse and worse and worse each time. And I said, I need a change. And she said, okay. So we were discussing that. The kind of changes I would like to explore is find out about the real blood elf communities, the real blood elves and other star systems. What are they really like? Because remember, anytime somebody comes up with a character or an idea, it already exists in another dimensional plane, if not in this plane. So
it could be. I mean, if you look at Star Trek, they kind of show you that different evolutions happen on different worlds. And so just because we evolved and changed, possibly most likely from apes, on another world they could have come from, like, for example, reptiles or hogs to make those Klingons, something else to make the blood elves, that type of thing, just because of the environment.
The evolution of what they were in the first place to
whatever became the strongest to survive, like us after the dinosaurs.
Right.
And don't forget that we still don't know where the DNA that even started life even came from. So, and I mean any DNA. I mean, like, where did the dinucleic acid come from? I mean,
even
it certainly
make dinosaurs. Exactly.
It must have came from somewhere outside of Earth, because the ingredients to make DNA, especially in the early primordial Earth times, didn't exist on
There
Earth.
has to be some kind of intervention, because my mom used to say, think of it like this. I can take all the ingredients for a cake and put it on a table, and the cake doesn't make itself.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some kind of intervention happened.
Right. That's also something that Thomas Aquinas said
seeding.
about the first mover, about the Big Bang. He was talking about this, in his, his teachings of Scholastica. He was saying, as the first mover, there had to be God. Someone had to make the first move for the actions to happen, such as creation of the universe. Think of it this way. The Big Bang was not exactly came out of nowhere. It obviously already existed, or the ingredients existed to make it.
It was just a case of them just happened to.
But something provided the equivalent of the spark that caused the explosion, which caused the Big Bang.
It's just wondering what causes that actual spark. Something had to be there to cause that.
Yep.
What? That's the thing.
That's where I think the source comes in. Whether that source is a mother
according
God,
to some sources, according to the brain theory, it was when two of the membranes touched is when it actually happened. That sent information from one universal plane into another universal plane, which became our plane. Because it went from nothing to everything in a microsecond. That's how fast it occurred. I mean, it happened in like a nano or picosecond.
Life on Earth didn't really start until millions and millions and millions of years after this, because things had to cool down and things had to get to the right temperature for things to start to.
And the universe is still expanding even to this day, but now it's expanding even faster than it did before.
Yep.
I believe that. See how funny it is how the topics always evolve? I love it. I love it.
Yeah, same.
At least we have an idea of what we're going to talk about, and then it just kind of always evolves. It's going to be, once people catch on to this channel, she's going to have a lot of viewers. It's going to be
absolutely fun. That's a good point. And that's just something I was wanting to say. I should say these things as well on Discord, not just on here. But if anyone who is watching Michele's channel, anyone who's got access to things like Twitter, any of these things, try to retweet the stream out. Try to show the stream to other people.
Please do help us a lot.
Get more people involved. And
it's the same thing if you're on Facebook or Instagram or maybe even Pinterest.
Anything.
And you can even contact us in Discord in the general, or friend us and send us a private message. Any ideas you have for subjects you want.
As long as they're not about murderers. Michelle said
Yeah.
no.
Michelle doesn't want to do too much true crime.
And don't forget, guys, in case you don't know, if you would ever check out our Discord, it's right here. Also, on Sunday nights, we do the radio show AM 1610 Silvermoon City Radio, which it starts at 7 o'clock on Sunday night.
Yep, and we can listen to
play
it and
almost
chat in
anything you
general
can
chat.
imagine. Sometimes the shows feature music you've never heard of before.
Michelle talks in between. Sometimes she sings, and we always visit in general chat. It's a lot of fun. A lot of times it's just me and Michelle, but other people pop in too.
Yeah.
And don't do a me and turn up at the wrong time. You know.
There's actually technically
Where's
room
everyone
for
gone?
25 listeners
Yeah, exactly.
at this point. But if we get Nitro, we could probably have, about one of the huge convention halls that they have in Discord and have a couple hundred people listening to it. But for right now, we don't even
good
get
enough for
usually
the
more than
size we
3 or
are.
4 people on the show, but listening to it. But
Yeah.
it'd still be fun to get more people. And of course, we chat in the general chat area. So if you ever come into the general chat area and you hear talking to us about things like, the song title, that song title, you don't know what it's about. It's probably because you probably were reading a chat from when we were talking about during the live stream of AM 1610 Silvermoon City Radio.
Yep. And Michelle chats and interacts with the people too.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to talk to Michelle, that's a good time to do that as well.
Yeah.
It's a really, one thing I will say as well, that the chats, as you said earlier on, Monica, it could be a topic, but it'll evolve into something completely different, and that's what I like about this channel.
Me too. And everybody seems to get along, even though our ideas don't always mesh. I've liked that as well.
Yeah, people are respectful with each other's ideas, and I think the way things are going is great. And hopefully, Michelle, you're enjoying it just as much as we are. So
yeah.
Yep. That's what matters most. If she's happy with it so far.
And don't forget, of course, with the fact is that the morning show for you guys in Europe is pretty compatible with most of your daily activities because it's not like really too late for you.
Yeah.
Whereas the night show in the United States was local time for us, but you guys would have been like, you should have already been in bed by then. So, and it seems like also the reason we have the morning show here is it also seems that the ones that used to make trouble don't get up that early in the morning. So they tend to leave us alone. So that's a big plus.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Remember
and the
what I
people
was doing?
from those channels are still always welcome to come over as long as they're respectful and polite and don't attack people.
Oh, absolutely.
As I say, guys, I was talking earlier on about that video that's on Discord. It's quite eye-opening, and I think it could change a few things, but it does explain a few things that have possibly.
Drop it in general so other people can see it as well.
You talking about the video of the quartering I put up? No.
Yeah. Oh no, hold on. It's the one with about the.
Okay.
Susan, I can never pronounce that name.
Right.
Oh, the one about the Susan White, the lady, the administration of YouTube.
Right.
Yeah, I'll link it just now. I mean, I suppose linking it's not.
I don't think she has a good idea what YouTube really needs. I think.
She's leaving though, isn't she? Isn't that what that's about?
There's over 250,000 signatures to get her fired from YouTube. So.
Well, where do I sign? Oh, I'm sorry. I just think that they pay too much attention to the wrong things and not enough attention to the right things. I think everybody
I agree with that.
Should be able to have freedom of speech. They're losing a lot of good creators who have a lot of good ideas just because of this most recent thing where they can drop an ad wherever they want on any channel they want, whether it's monetized or not.
I find if you go down to a certain route, you could end up turning people away from a certain platform if you go down too hard on some issue.
And that's what's happening. There's a guy I like to watch called Deadbug. He does a lot of true crime documentaries, and just by its nature, true crime doesn't get monetized a lot just because of the things that happen. But this guy doesn't get many of his videos monetized, and a lot of them they make him take down and now they're going to drop ads on his videos that he doesn't get paid for anyway, and they're going to make money off him. So he's taking his content to another platform.
Yeah,
And I'm
I've
sure he's
seen
not
that
the only
happen.
one.
Yeah, but that's something
Yes,
that they're doing now is they're going to be pushing the monetization by putting people's videos on their channels, even if they're not monetized, which means that you're
That's what
just
they're
not
doing.
going to
They
get
do
a
it
cut of the
Stewie.
pie.
Yeah, they do
Wesley,
it to
come on.
Stewie, the guy that's the quick
Get
guy for
down.
boy.
Oh. So basically, even if you got like 100 subs, all of a sudden you're going to start seeing ads in your videos, but you're not going to get paid for it.
No.
Yep.
That's pretty much it.
That's what's happening.
Because
there.
what it
Like I
is
said,
actually he another channel explained that the reason they're doing that isn't so much for the little guy, it's for the big guys that get demonetized, because if they basically took away their ads, they would lose millions of dollars in ad revenue. So they basically say, well, so let's say, for example, what happened with Logan Paul when they stripped him of his monetization, they realized they were losing money. So they figure they can run the ads, they can keep 100% of the proceeds, even if they demonetize your channel.
Mm-hmm.
And because that's millions of dollars to be made, like on one of the big name YouTubers, Detroit, the top of YouTube. Those guys, the 3%ers, are the ones that make YouTube the most amount of money, revenue, and ad clicks. So that's the reasons why they came up with this new policy. It's not to punish the little guys. Come on, Rusty, get down.
I do like how they have become a bit more good in terms of cracking down on certain things, but they've got to be careful. It's finding that balance without driving too many people away who have actually got genuine good content,
Yeah.
And it's not being shown or seen by people.
Yeah. And yet
not
some
everybody
things
wants to pay for YouTube Premium.
I don't pay for it. I will say that right now. I definitely don't.
I do. I pay for YouTube Premium for family because my whole family is into YouTube.
Right.
But it's an expense I could actually live without if I wanted to.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
The thing is you can get an ad blocker for free. But then, sadly enough, that even then I don't get monetized if you get an ad blocker because you don't see the ads.
I don't have an ad blocker on my phone and my tablet, and primarily most of my YouTube is done on my phone and my tablet.
Yeah. Well, I don't have an ad blocker on my phone or tablet. I don't have a tablet, but on the computer and the laptop, I do have one because Ed wanted to be able to record videos without the ads.
That's a point, Michelle. Does Ed do any YouTube content? Does he ever do any?
He wants to do some stuff on his channel. He wants to work on some content. Mm-hmm. And we've been talking about it. And I said, well, first of all, what kind of videos do you want to do? And he said, well, I want to focus on, trains and making money and fixing trains. I said, Ed, why don't we start by getting people to understand the things you like and enjoy first, instead of worrying about trying to work on getting money for everything right now. You have 0 subscribers. You have no content up there right now. If you want to talk about your hobbies, your favorite things, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't worry about the money part of it. That comes later.
That's the thing. I think as well. A lot of people, when they do a YouTube channel, they sometimes do stuff that they don't are not actually interested themselves in. And I think if people do that, then people are not going to tune in, because if you look at somebody who's doing a video just for the sake of it,
right,
then you sense that person's not enjoying what they're really doing. So you're not really going to feel.
So he said to me, do you think people would be really interested in seeing how we hooked this computer to a 1984 color television console and how we're watching Blu-ray DVDs on it? I said, yeah. I said, that might be of interest to some people.
Console TV.
It's as on a console television. This 1984 Zenith System 3 console we have on the porch. And we have it connected to an HDMI to composite adapter. And then we plug our Blu-ray DVD player into it, or we plug his computer in, or my MacBook in, so he can watch his YouTube on the TV.
Nice one.
There's probably so many people that would love a how-to video on how you did that, Michelle.
Exactly what I was thinking. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. This is what he was thinking about. I said, that might be a video that people might enjoy. I don't quite agree with him that the picture looks as good as a flat screen, but I do agree with one thing: is the fact is that definitely there's a lot of market for people wanting older television sets like CRT based for TV and for gaming and stuff. So. And I think one thing is hideous is the way some people put televisions above fireplaces. I think that's got to be the most stupid idea I've ever seen.
Yep.
Here's why. First of all, if you're actually using that fireplace, that's a lot of heat coming out of that fireplace, and it's going to go right up to the plastic of the TV and melt it.
Heat rises.
Yes, heat rises. And second of all is I don't mind if a TV was next to the fireplace, or maybe on the opposite wall. But honestly, I don't think I want to have to try to drill into somebody's poor chimney and try to mount a plasma TV set. That's first of all, that's not exactly the strongest way to make sure you don't get carbon monoxide in your house from the fireplace itself, because you're drilling it into the brick.
YouTube just follows what the advertisers want. I mean, that is very true. Exactly, that's where the money is from. Yeah, that's.
I suppose if it was a fireplace that never worked, or was just a decorative fireplace in the first place, I guess it wouldn't matter. But besides that, most people usually have more than just a TV on there. They also have their entertainment system too, like their DVD players or their Roku box or the Chromecast and Fire Sticks. So you're gonna probably want to have a place to store all that stuff. I know, phone isn't totally turned down. There you go. Now it is. Okay. So anyway, the thing is that's just a lot of additional gear to look around and try to hide somewhere. And that's one reason I like my console, because my console, everything sits on top of it. Same with Ed's on the porch. Because it's hot. He wanted to be able to do things outside in the cold weather. So he wanted to be able to do his computer and burn his DVDs from YouTube videos on the 25-inch console. So that's what he's doing right now on a DVD burner. So he also can convert from Blu-ray to DVDs as well, because he's got a Blu-ray DVD player also hooked up to the converter, which gets around the Nagravision crap and the regional, security stuff. And if you wanted to make a copy of a Blu-ray to DVD, he could do it.
So is Ed quite technologically?
He's not that technical. That's my job. That's right.
Yeah,
I've been haven't been able to play the World of Warcraft lately, because I've been there trying to figure out the best way to make the setup as simple and for him to figure out.
Okay.
Without getting into the too technical stuff, because he knows I could basically drown him in technical babble, easy, But he's told me, he said, Michelle, make it so I can just get things done quick and easy. I'm like, okay. Let's see what I have for parts to make it happen. So that's what we did.
Yeah, Charlotte's just wondering if you'll put some pictures in Discord later.
She said she was going to put some pictures of her hair for us so we could get
some pictures of my cats. Yeah, I'm going to do that.
But your hair, we get a sneak peek of your hair.
Oh, yes. It'll do a video of you'll also see a video of my hair, too. Right now it is 11:30. It's time for me to get ready to go to Soup Kitchen. By the way, okay. I hope that more people will invite their friends to come to the channel. I really am looking forward to seeing more new faces.
You will get them, Michelle. Don't listen to anybody saying you're not going to grow. You're going to grow.
Let's see.
You can just retweet the stream, do all those sort of things.
Yep, you're going to get new faces and new people that are going to be more loyal and understand that you are just obeying your employer, who is YouTube right now.
Right. My employer is the one who sets the rules up.
Yep, and you're just going to abide by those rules like you want, and there's nothing wrong with that, Michelle.
Maybe eventually when YouTube gets a new CEO, maybe they'll finally kind of reimagine the platform to be a little more loose and flexible.
Maybe
like it used to be.
Maybe, but maybe not, and that's okay.
That's true. We don't know, right?
We don't know. But my point is your oldest supporter is out on the wire officially, other than way down below, and out on the wire literally stands behind what you're doing.
Right.
And anybody else who supports you would as well if they cared.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree. Yeah.
All right, guys. Listen, I want to say thank you for watching the morning show. We'll be probably maybe later on today. We'll see if we can get a video after the hair is done. Maybe I will take a video as I walk out of the salon. I will have to take my. I'm going to take my walker with me just to be safe because I don't think that. I don't remember if that one has hand railing at that salon. I hope it does. Because it's in an old building, and I don't know if it has a handrail. So I probably I might just take my walker anyway, just to be safe. So because falling down 3 steps is not exactly a fun way to go, especially if you get your hair done. Right?
Don't fall, Michelle. More than any good.
Yeah. Yeah, keep me on the knee, absolutely. Because if I lose that one, then I'd definitely be in a wheelchair. No need that.
We don't want to see you getting wheeled out of the salon. We want to see you walking out.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. So what I'll do is let's see if we can get everything done today. So everybody, thank you so much for being on the morning show. As I said, don't forget to share the videos with your friends, your family.
Yep.
And if you enjoy the zero drama content, the zero drama, the no BS, this is you. This is for you. If you enjoy the BS, then maybe you might want to look into other channels. But I'm not really in the mood for the BS. So, everybody, see you later. Thanks, Monica. Have a good day, everybody. I'll see you and Andrew later on.
Thanks very much for having me up in the panel, Michelle. Much appreciated.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Yeah. And let's get ready to wrap this up. So, like I said, I have to go into the soup kitchen. So, I'm really looking forward to getting my hair done today. This is like something I've wanted to do for 2 years. And so, yeah, definitely. All right, guys. See you later on. I'll see if we get some updates and stuff after the hair is done. I hope it goes fine, but I never know because remember, my hair was recolored and I don't know if they're going to lift up the color, what they're going to do. So I have no idea how they're going to do it. All right, that's it for now. Talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody.